Do you know what I discovered recently? Oh god.
Whoa. God, don't lean on the mic so much. Too busy.
Yeah, sorry. But I found this document saved on like my Google Drive, and I'm like, what is this document? And it was old Skype logs of me and like Sydney talking back.
Where you saved the Skype logs?
Yeah, I saved the Skype log to when I confessed. Because
that's so cute.
Because at the time I was like, I'm gonna want to remember this.
Yeah.
And
that's actually so sweet. What
the
fuck?
But I was like, at the time I was like, oh, I'm gonna want to remember this, and I do want to remember this, but I forgot that I'd saved it, and I was reading it, and I'm just like, I cannot get through this shit, man.
Very, very sweet. Would not want to read that.
Yeah, I'm like,
I've seen old like YouTube DM messages between like Aki and I back in the
Remember
day.
you message other YouTube channels?
Yeah, you remember when YouTube DMs was a thing?
Yeah.
I've seen some of the old and some of the old Skype logs, and I'm just like, I used XD way too much.
I was gonna say, like you
There's an unhealthy amount of XD.
You go through your old messages, and you like back in the day, you know, I use like the winky face sometimes, and I'm like,
winking is objectively a cringe act.
It is a cringe act.
No, what's worse is the winky cat face.
The winky.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
The semicolon 3.
So your complaint is that you don't want to watch real romance because it's too messy.
It is messy. It is cringe, and you know, even my own. You know, even though when you're flirting, there is a connection between you and the other person.
I mean, it's such a vulnerable thing.
Yeah, it's a very vulnerable thing. But viewed through a third person perspective, you watch two couples be a couple in their own private like home. You are cringe. Let's
Are you saying I'm cringe for watching Invincible and the
No. What I'm saying is, okay, let's say anyone who is going out right now or is married or has a couple right now, you when you are by yourself with your partner, no one else watching. Let's be real here.
Yeah, you're cringe. Yeah,
you do some cringe shit.
Oh,
you know,
I do. Yeah,
yeah. You do shit that you're like, fuck, if anyone ever fucking filmed this.
If the boys found out what I do,
you're right.
In my private time with my partner, god damn, they will never talk to me again.
Oh my god, there's still one moment. I guess
that's literally the entire Napoleon movie. That's literally the entire Napoleon movie. Where like, if the boys found out how I was acting, that's literally the Napoleon
They'll
movie.
never respect me again.
You cannot respect Napoleon after you watch that movie.
Okay, I have this one thing I'm gonna like publicize, I guess, but so you know, when you talk to your girl, sometimes you act a little bit differently, right?
Sure.
So Sydney sent me like a lovey-dovey message, as she does. And I was like a little bit drunk, and I reply back in the same like lovey-dovey style, wishing her well.
Yeah.
And then I close the app. I wake up. I sent it to Alan. I sent it to my editor, by the way. My editor.
Well, he must have been very happy.
And he just
love you too, bro.
And he sends me I wake up to this reply. And it's just Alan being a real fucking bro, being like, I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that, and I'm never gonna mention this again. And I'm just like, and then he never did. And I still think about that to this day, man. I still think
I've done
about
something
that.
similar, but I sent it to my sister instead.
Oh no!
Oh yikes!
Yeah, and she was just like, "Are you drunk?" And I was like, "Yes." I wasn't drunk. I was just an idiot.
So getting back to why, you know, I like anime romance is because that to me feels so idealized and unrealistic that I'm like, okay, I can invest myself in that romance because it's so far beyond.
I get
But they've
that.
never had to face a challenge.
Yeah.
They've never had to,
I get that, but then after
not
you've
real.
seen so many
Yeah.
of those, it becomes so unrealistic that
And
you're
yeah,
just
so
like
predictable
Yeah,
and
the
boring.
realistic side of you is just like, wait, this is just bullshit though. Like
I think like it's supposed to be. I think romance in shows is meant to be messy, meant to be cringe, meant to be uncomfortable, meant to make you question like, you know, who's in the right or wrong, but then be like, wait, that's not what it's about. It's romance.
Yeah.
It's not about who's right or wrong.
Yeah.
It's about how do these characters feel and how's this impacting them. And I think
Yeah.
Invincible does a really good job. Although sometimes I will, yes, you are like, for fuck's sake, get on with the Viltrumites. Although it didn't fucking help. They split it into 2 fucking parts.
Yeah.
So when they do spend a whole fucking hour watching Mark fuck around having to like figure out his romance, you're like, God damn it, I only got 3 more episodes after this. For fuck's sake. I wouldn't mind if I had 8, but they gave me 4. So I think that's the
Like,
TLDR. All the things I hate about Invincible
like
is how they split it in half.
The thing is,
Don't do that ever again.
the thing is, I get the point of like what it adds to the story and what it adds to like the character, but like it just at the end of the day, I just didn't find it like engaging to be like, oh, okay, I gotta. Oh,
I mean, I find it, you know, it's like their way of showing that Mark is more human than his dad.
yeah,
And
I
I
get
like that. I like that.
I get that.
But I mean, and then his dad's gonna be like, hold on, I feel the same. Maybe I don't know.
just like me for real.
yeah, you know, and I get that, but at the same time, it's just this thing where I get the purpose, but at the same time, I can't stop this part of my brain from being like, oh, okay, I get what you're trying to do, but can we just get to the shit I care about? Can we actually just get to the shit I care about? Because
That's how you know you've watched
The
too much
reason you
anime.
care about Mark is because of all this shit. If Mark was just only hitting, like, slapping people around, you'd be like, I shouldn't be Gojo in it. Just whatever.
a lot of people care about that.
Well, people care about Gojo because they want to fuck Gojo.
Yeah,
It's a very different.
Yeah, that's
very different.
different
It's
priorities.
a very different thing. Dude, I saw a list actually. It was like, I think it was like the Japanese rankings of the ships in Jujutsu Kaisen. Did you see this?
Yeah, I've seen
And
this.
only 1 out of the top 20 was
a male and
hetero.
Yeah.
The rest were all homo ships. It was so funny.
Let me see if I can find a list.
Japan is so horny.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
incredible. It's incredible how horny they are for like homo relationships.
I got something to add on to this winner after Joey.
Yeah. Okay. So I found it. It is the top 20 Jujutsu Kaisen ships in Japan 2024, and this is gathered
Only-
from Pixiv.
And
Which,
only one of them
Yeah.
is hetero.
the only hetero
love this.
one is number 6, which is Gojo and Utahime.
Who the fuck's Utahime in it?
I don't know. I'm not. I
I
don't
remember
watch
that
it.
guy.
Okay.
I liked it, but I don't remember.
But the
Utahime.
number 1 by
Oh,
far.
I know, yeah.
What is it?
Gojo and Yuji.
Yeah, it's Gojo and Yuji.
Gojo and you.
This is a shit ship.
And then number 2 is Gojo and Megumi. And then Gojo and Geto. And then Sukuna and Yuji. Megumi Yuji. Sukuna Megumi. Nanami Yuji.
They're literally just listing the popular characters.
Yeah.
Also, my boy Toto isn't on there, which is a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
fucking.
Did you
Toto's
hear,
not in this top 20.
did you hear about Friren's popularity poll?
No.
So Frieren, the manga, also did a popularity poll.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to guess where Frieren came?
Probably like 7th.
She came 5th.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised.
Okay.
I don't really like Frieren that much.
Who do you
The
think came
character.
number 1?
Stark.
No,
Fran?
it was Himmel. Himmel came number 1.
I'm like, Himmel's kind of a.
Himmel, okay, but who do you think came number 2?
It's got to be Stark. Come on, my boy. Stark.
It was Aura.
Huh?
Aura.
Aura?
You know the fucking
Armpit
little
girl?
No, not the
No, no,
armpit
no, no.
girl. you
By the
know
way, I'm terrible at remembering names.
you know the little fucking demon lord that like
What?
like offed herself?
Why is she number 2?
Because she's
think it's Japan, isn't it?
okay.
That's concerning. Who's number 3?
Number 3 was Fern.
Fuck.
Number 4 was Ubel. The
Armpit girl.
The armpit.
Where's Stark?
Stark is 7th.
Fuck, dude. Okay, have we all watched Frieren?
Yes.
Yeah.
The biggest injustice in that show is Stark having to put up with these 2 socially inept women so annoying. I feel so bad for Stark.
Stark got beaten by that one little fucking demon girl
Who
that
is that
appeared
girl?
for like one episode.
Who is that girl?
Wait,
I don't know who
That's
oh my god,
that's the girl that like Fern defeated in like one episode.
I-
She came sick.
Whenever Fern gets pissed off at Stark, I'm like, you are in the wrong. You are the problem here. Why are you acting like he did anything wrong? I get so worked up, man.
That
Do
is
you not
the-
feel the same?
That
Am
is
I
the most,
crazy?
Yeah.
That is the most Japan poll I've ever seen in my life.
And I'm like, wait, actually, this checks out because apart from Himmel being an absolute giga chad, this checks out to how much fan art I've seen of each of these characters.
yeah, totally.
So this,
I cannot stand Fern in the show. I love the show. But
Yeah.
whenever Fern talks, she's just always so selfish. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't watch this.
no, she's like, I think she's an accurate representation of just a fucking teenage girl.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
she's a
true.
really well written character because
That's why I hate her though. She's just, but like, but I
Hate
can't.
teenage girls.
But I can't look away. It's a very good show. I mean, like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
an amazing show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that the last arc was a little long.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest of the show, the pacing wise, but
Yeah.
it was still a banger show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I get what you're talking about, but at the same time, I'm like, I've met girls like Fern. Like, you know, they have trouble verbalizing their feelings
No,
in
yes,
like
it's
the
ve-
right
it's
way,
very
so
good,
it like
yeah.
comes out in like a completely different way.
But that's why it's good because I dislike her because
Yeah.
I would never want to be around a character like that. But that's why it's so good because
Yeah.
other animes I'm like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
But like I actively, whenever I'm watching them, I'm like screaming at the TV, like trying to backseat. But that's why it's so good because I'm so invested.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so good. And Frieren, oh my god, don't even get me started. Also, I mean, Himmel, what the fuck, man? Just say something. What the fuck?
Bro, what you
That's
mean?
that is the most unrealistic part of that show is that he was that horny for that long and didn't say anything.
I feel like
A man that egotistical didn't think like
Okay.
I was just bottled
No,
this
no,
up
no,
real
no,
quick,
no,
yeah.
no, no. I'm
motherfucker, I'd rather die tasting to my grave. Man took it to his grave.
I'm gonna defend Himmel here
No,
because
he's undefendable.
No, I'm gonna defend Himmel here, right? Because when you get to the stage,
He's like, are you arguing he was in too deep?
Okay.
He felt like
imagine this. All right, tell your bros. All right, so I put a ring on this girl that I like.
Yeah.
She didn't say anything. She didn't reciprocate
Okay.
anything.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like I'm getting friend zoned here.
I feel like
At which point, I feel like he has done enough.
But, like,
for like a lot of people to like,
Yeah.
aside from everyone but Frieren. This is
Okay.
like more Frieren.
Okay,
This is a Frieren thing. If it was any other girl, they would have gotten the hint like 10 episodes ago.
but okay, here's what I would argue, right? Let's say if Himmel was a realistic person, right?
All right.
Would he go to the fucking grave, never talking to another woman, never like marrying elsewhere? He's just like, yeah, I just kind of accepted that she wasn't into me. Never asked, never checked. I'm just gonna go to the grave, be happy that she didn't visit me for 40 years, and just die single. Motherfucker, what? You never got okay. You tell me you had all these years to move on and potentially like find someone else. No, I was just be so into the fact that he's so in love with her, but couldn't have the thought to maybe ask her, maybe that she's just socially inept, and that you could be like, hey. Frieren, this is me saying I like you. How do you feel back? Just so I know, so I can move the fuck on.
Yeah.
God damn it, Himmel. That's the most bullshit part about Himmel is that he didn't say anything. That man who won't shut the fuck up about himself, suddenly now he wants to shut the fuck up for 80 years? Unbelievable. I don't believe him. No shot.
Look.
His bro-
Frieren was the one who was just like,
There's
all
no-
right, I'm a yeet, guys. I'm a fuck off.
There's no way that his Christian bro wasn't going to be like, bro, come on.
Come on now.
man. Come on now. Either say something or go. Come on. We know he would have, right? Also, that's the worst part about the show is that they got rid of the guy who likes older women halfway through. And I'm like,
Do you know why? Do you know why? Because like this
because he solved all of that drama.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, yeah.
He did.
It drove me insane when he
was-
left.
it
'Cause I
was-
was like, there's no more sane people in the room. Honestly, the whole time I was thinking, I was like, you know what, Stark? Yeah, you should have ran away with the monk elf. You should have gone with him. You probably would have lived a Chad life being happy and not having to deal with Fern and her bullshit.
Like the monk was just like, the monk was us. The monk was there to like say what we were
was like,
feeling,
"Y'all,
and
you're
then the
defending-"
author was like, "Wait, this is actually too OP.
Yeah.
This is too much EQ right now. I'm gonna like
He's
fucking
solving every situation
yeah,
to
yeah,
clean
yeah.
up. Imagine if you have an adult in the room. God forbid you have an adult to be like, hey guys, maybe you should just talk to each other. Yeah, literally the scene after he's like, hey guys, I think you guys should talk to each other about this. They're like,
Yeah.
all right, see you guys.
I've done my job.
Yeah.
This solves too much of the show.
He was like the social equivalent of like having Gojo in your story.
Yeah.
But instead of like being OP in powers, he was just OP
Mature.
by just being
He was just
mature.
being social.
By just being social. He was like,
God damn.
he was like, fuck, I've written myself into a corner. I don't know where to take this story anymore.
He's like, nah,
I'm gonna
I
write him out. I'm gonna write him out. There's no more conflict in the story anymore.
No. I like Frieren though.
Yeah,
Frieren there. Frieren doesn't get in the way. Frieren doesn't like make her like when she's like just thinking, she's like, all right, I'm just gonna do my own thing.
Yeah, Frieren to me,
She's chill. She's chill.
Frieren to me has made the character trope that I despise the most actually like likable. And
I think because it's presented in a way where it's framed in a way that makes a lot of sense to the viewers.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like come like a lot of the consequences
It's
of
not
it are
forced.
also.
I think is the best thing.
Yeah, and it's not like she doesn't see any consequences.
Yeah,
from
it's
being
not like
this
the
way.
I have no emotions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a kudere. Oh, what
Yeah,
is?
she
what
did
is
Nagato Yuki that
emotions?
shit, you know?
Yeah.
Or it's just like, oh, I'm just an alien. I can't actually talk. I'm like, no,
Yes.
stop,
No,
please.
no.
Well, it's like in not to throw it back, but like Noragami, right? Where the god of death, who's been around for hundreds of years, has just never had to mature because he's just a fucking loser kid.
Wow, that's a
That
real.
was
I had to
whoa.
think about that for a
Whoa.
second, bro.
I was like,
Holy
where-
shit.
But that's what it reminded me of.
Where you go with Noragon?
Because he's like a god who's been around for a while, and you'd think gods would be so mature, but he's never had to address any of this shit. So when he goes to the human world, he's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, he's like, oh wow,
Well, that's
I'm an
fucking
actual
whack.
child.
I'm impressed that you remember the plot to Noragami.
I just remember that
I
he,
don't.
I remember he was annoying. I liked him, but he was annoying.
You know, Connor does that quite a bit actually, where he mentions like while we're talking about something else, you mention an anime from way back when, where I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, I'm shocked you remember that. I remember like, fuck, how many episodes ago it was? I think it was another drunk episode where we were on this
yeah.
topic, and you randomly brought up Black Bullet.
I love Black Bullet just for like.
Do you fucking
weird
remember
shit.
that show?
Yeah,
Do you remember the monoliths? What a
Yeah.
weird thing that was.
But like the fact that I'm just like,
lollies.
We don't talk about that.
I remember the one scene I remember
I'm
was
just yeah.
this is the one scene I remember when
I've definitely blanked whatever the scene is. I don't know what the show
when
is.
I think he saved a school or something, and
Yeah.
he's just like all of the children were just like fucking hugging him.
I definitely
I don't
forgot
remember
that.
that scene.
Did you reckon it came from like a weird angle? He's,
Oh, it definitely, because I remember like because I remember this watching this way back when, even
Well, yeah,
even-
because the main girl's a lolly, remember?
yeah.
So
Dude,
like
I'm
clearly there was
I-
like some kind of implication with that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I just like consumed. I don't think I ever thought about shows.
No, this was like even before I ever like thought about shows, but even there were like a few scenes
Yeah.
where I'm just like, that's weird.
That's a weird angle to go
that's
for.
weird.
Yeah.
I guess I just didn't think anything of it when I was like 20. But I think it's
Yeah.
the older I get, the more I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
All I
just
remember was
really-
like, oh, the Masked Man was pretty cool.
yes.
Yeah.
That's what I remember too.
And the
guy with
monoliths were weird. That's
Yeah.
it. That's
Yeah.
the only thing I remember.